This is Carl Andren of Andren Software Company. This video will go through various editing functions on the spreadsheet of SeaMarks. To start with, we may want to edit numbers. For example, if we take the first number, which is 13957.5, and change it to 959.7, the change will take effect as soon as we move to a different part of the spreadsheet. So now the calculated, since this latitude and this longitude were calculated from the Loren number, as evidenced by the chain number 3 in the chain column, the latitude and longitude did change. If we try to change a Loren entered number and change the latitude longitude of it, it'll complain, as shown, that you're trying to edit a computed latitude longitude. If you have gone out to this spot and found the spot and got the best GPS numbers you could get, then you may want to make it into calibration number. Doing so doesn't affect anything other than making this number not subject to any more computations. So let's say we do yes, and here we get the precision calibration entry form, where you have your Loren numbers and your lat lon and a description column. So here we're going to change the latitude a little bit. We just make it 00, and the longitude a bit. Make that 00. These aren't necessarily good numbers for that, but what the heck. Over here, the source of the latitude and longitude is specified. That gives you an idea of how good the point was. Is it a differential GPS or a WASP GPS, or just a plain old GPS without those corrections, or it came from a Loren set? As you go down the list to the bottom hearsay, you get lower and lower quality. So if we say this one was a WASP GPS, and then OK it, then the only change we see here is that the chain number has become 2 digits instead of 1. The leading digit being a 9, that is a high quality number, and the second digit is 3. And let's go see what these chain numbers mean. If we go to the Tools menu and select User Preferences, there is a list of what each chain number means. If we click on chain number 3, that makes it sort of the default chain number. And this is for the Southeast US chain with the Whiskey and Zulu pair. You have 4 slaves: Whiskey, X-ray, Yankee, and Zulu, W, X, Y, and Z. And in the Key West area, this is a good pair to use, although you could use number 2. Number 2 is good for most of the west coast of Florida, and number 6 is good for a good portion of the east coast of Florida. So these are typical numbers as found at the center latitude and center longitude that we specified for this file, or for the program as set up. So we'll cancel out of that, having not made any changes. And now the next thing we might want to do is edit a description. Well, we can just do that by double-clicking on it and adding whatever we want it. And this was a waypoint with, it said it did not dive rock. We can change the rating to 3 stars, and now it's a higher quality factor. Maybe we don't like the icon of triangle, so we could use this drop-down spreadsheet here and say, well, this is really a reef. Okay, so that's been changed. Now the depth was 5 feet. Well, okay. We have the chain number. We have date code. The date code starts out being the date that you entered the numbers into the spreadsheet. If you're hand entering a bunch of numbers over a long period of time, the date will change. And then you'll have basically a calendar date plus a serial number, 1 through 999. If, on the other hand, you import a file, everything is given that date until you get to 1999, and then it rolls over the day to the next day and starts over again, just so we don't have duplicates. Spreadsheet has a comments field and a description field. As we know, the description field is 32 characters and the comment field is 90 characters. If you're printing a book, 90 characters is about all you can fit across an 8.5 by 11 page. So the comment field would be on a line by itself. You can put Laurentides, lat long, description, and rating, and possibly icon all together on one line. If you get too many lines, or too many things, you'll have to have 2, possibly 3 lines. Now, going back, we can change. We can change the color of the waypoint. We can change the group. Now, you may not have group in your GPS, but some Raymarines and some other GPSs have what they call groups. So in this case, the group is called bogus stuff, and now we're going to call it good stuff. And that'll be since there wasn't anything else in here that had that name, that's in a group by itself. The color is a single letter of the alphabet. The first letter, either lowercase or uppercase, of red, green, blue, yellow, orange, cayenne, and magenta. And so these are the letters for that. If I want to add, and since blue and black have the same starting letter, are elected to make no letter at all be black. So in this case, the row 3 is black. If I wanted to make it red, I would put in a capital R. And that turns that line red, as you can see. Range and bearing, those are, in this case, statute miles and degrees. This little column here, SY or symbol, is for in case you want a single character display on your chart. Okay, going back, we can sort the file by double-clicking any one of these header rows. By double-click name, I can sort first alphabetically. This is alphabetic, and it turns out that in the alphabetic sorting, numbers are first, and then uppercase letters are next, and lowercase numbers are after that. Now, the ability to sort is on every column. So you can sort the description, you could sort the icons, you can sort the depths just by double clicking on them. Now, one other thing you can do under the edit menu is a function called replace. And you can replace, you can specify what to replace where. Now this is very handy on things that might be imported, where, for example, you might have had something in front of or behind a whole bunch of the stuff in your file and you want to get rid of it so you can replace it. So if I want to find, let's say I want to take, all of these are latitude 24 degrees, and perhaps I want to turn this into a test file. So I'm going to take 24 degrees with a space and change them all to 25 degrees with a space. And I'll do this to any column, or into the for example, if I want to edit, replace something, say in the well, let's do it, say, in the icon column. I might want to say take anything that is a reef and change that to a mark. And I go find the next one, and I change that one, and the next one, change that one, or I just replace all. So now everything that was a reef is now a mark. Now the find next function also works with a right mouse click on most things. As we said before, we can do replaces on a bunch of things. We can find things, find say any column except number, find rock. If I was looking around to see where there was something, oh, here's rocks. Here's some more rocks, and so forth. So there's a lot of things that you can do with the file. One other handy function is swap and fill fields. If I wanted to swap the TD1 and the TD2, some people like to, or have written, or their data in the big side, small side order. And they did that to get their cross-track error in the Loran set to be in the right direction. If you don't understand that, well, that's okay. But there was a reason why some people, especially on the west coast of Florida, would put the larger Loran number first. Other things you can do is fill a field. You want to fill the name field with something, or fill the group field with something. You can go and fill the entire field with a given thing. If you've got a file that had no groups and you wanted to make it my waypoint, you could do that. You could clear the comments field if it had stuff that you didn't like. For example, if I do that, and boom, the comments field is empty now. In order to get back to where I was, I have to go and open the file again. And no, I don't want to save the modified file. So with the swap and fill fields, you can do a lot of things. You can swap the rating and the depth if perhaps made sense to you. You can fill the name field if there wasn't any names. You could fill the group field. You can clear a field, swap description and comments. So, okay, the description's now over there and the comments are here. Of course, the comments got truncated. So let's undo that. Put it back. Another thing you might do is with this column, there's a thing called tag waypoints. And you can put a 2-digit tag well, you have a 3-digit tag, and you put that on all the points in the list. Now watch the end of the description column. That's over here when I do that. Now, if I had imported a file from a friend and I wanted to add it to my own file, I would like to tag somehow, either put it in a special group or do this tagging. Either way will work, assuming that you have a group in your GPS. If not, then the tag would show up in the description in your GPS. And once again, I'll eliminate that, because I had a couple already tagged with the initials of somebody I got the data from. Of course, this file has all bogus data, which once was a file off of St. Petersburg, and I randomized the latitudes and longitudes or the Loren numbers to make a test file, and then modified it quite a bit. There are some other functions available under the file menu that affect the whole file, such as sort file. If you are double-clicking a column header, you're sorted by that. If there's multiple ones that are the same, you might want to go to this sorting function where you say, okay, I'm going to sort by latitude, but if I see several latitudes that are equal, I'll sort them by longitude. And these are the various things I could use to sort the second or first items, and then I can sort them ascending or descending as desired. So if I did sort that way and I click OK, this is now sorted by latitude. There didn't happen to be any that had duplicated latitude, so the longitudes are not, there wasn't any need to sort the longitudes. So that constitutes the editing functions that you have with the SeaMarks program. It's a very capable program for doing those sorts of things. Thank you.